Hey guys, welcome to a Skills Bee video. So today on request, I am showcasing a Crusader. So first things first, what's always really useful, doesn't matter if you're playing on, just regular, or if you're doing a seasonal character or whatever, it's always really good to go into your options and under gameplay, you'll see on the interface down here and is elective mode. And with elective mode, if you read it, it says enable full customization of skill selection and placement on the action bar. Go ahead and apply that. For you console users, I don't know if it's the same or not. It should be. You might access it differently. So I apologize for that. I actually don't have it on a console. But when you do that, basically, it's not going to matter when you're low level, but what it does is you see how you have primary, secondary, defensive, utility, laws, and conviction. You can actually change that. So when you're in elective mode, you can change your auto attack to be whatever you want it to be. Same with the secondary defensive. So you technically you're not stuck with just using one out of each one of the different slots. You can use multiple ones. And it comes in really handy, especially when you start getting legendary gear, when you get later in the game and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Um, but I wanted to show you that, and I'm just on normal because I'm showcasing the Crusader. But as you can tell, he's kind of like a sword and board spec. So you're gonna pretty much want to have a shield no matter what. And I'll show you why that is. I actually have a level 70 seasonal that I haven't done anything with yet. I'll jump on that here in a second. Um, just to kind of showcase them a little more, because I can't really play with the spells when I'm a low level like this. But as you level, you get more stuff. But if you notice, like, because I'm in elective mode, I can actually put that over here. So it's my left click. So, or whatever it is on the PlayStation, Xbox, whatever you're playing it on. So there's that. And I'm going to go ahead and showcase the high level Crusader now so that I can just show you some of the spells, what does what, and kind of what you can kind of look forward to with the class. Um, so let's switch heroes here, and my seasonal one is going to be Jeremiah. Like I said, I haven't done anything. I actually had this guy power level for me. I have it on Torment 13. I'm not going to be killing anything on Torment 13. I might not even be able to kill things on normal until I actually equip gear, because I don't think I even have gear on this guy. And hopefully I don't have to do this video a second time, because sometimes in the loading screen my recording software gets stuck. Oh, and I did it again. I didn't mean to go here. Anyways, so let's look at this now. So I have all this stuff unlocked now, so that you can kind of see it and everything else. I don't have any gear, so I'm not going to be showcasing any gear. But I'm just going to go over the spells and the categories and that kind of stuff. Anyways, your two most commonly used passives, so your four skills down here, are going to be Heavenly Strength or Fervor. And basically it comes down to whether or not you're using a one-handed weapon or a two-handed weapon. As you guessed, Heavenly Strength, with the name, you can wield a two-handed weapon in your main hand while using a shield. That's why I said this class is basically a sword and board character. You're going to always want a shield. But it does reduce the damage by a little bit, but two-handed weapons have an insane amount of stats. They do an insane amount of damage already, and when you have a shield, it's good, and it complements this class very well. And then there's some speed builds where you're auto attacking, stuff like that. That's where this is going to come in handy, the fervor, because when you're wielding one-handed weapon, your attack speed and cooldowns. Well, attack speed's increased and your cooldowns are decreased. I said that backwards. No? Yeah, no, I said it. I said it correct. Um, but anyways, that's really good because you'll be able to spam your moves more when you stack cooldown reduction, which is really really nice when you want to have like tankiness and things like that. And I'll show you that with the spells because this class is highly dependent on cooldown reduction. So you have your resource generating skills, which your resource with the Crusader is going to be Wrath, and it generates by itself slowly. Let's see, do I have a move that I can use that? No, I don't. So, where's something I can dump my Wrath with? That is a cooldown. That's great. Like I said, they're highly cooldown dependent. So, let's see here. Here we go. This is one. So, I can sit here, and this skill right here goes with your auto attack speed. So the faster your attack speed, the faster you can throw your hammers out. But you see how your Wrath generates by itself? You don't have to do anything. It's kind of like a hybrid resource. It generates by itself over time, and also just like Rage or Fury, when you're attacking, you can also build up your Wrath faster. Some builds actually don't utilize Wrath, and other builds utilizes Wrath a lot. It just really depends on what you go for later. But while you're leveling, you're probably going to want to utilize Wrath. You're probably going to want to have a resource generating move. Punish is really good if you're dying a lot because it gives you increased block chance. This is good if you're by yourself because you can do AoE. And then you got your two ranged auto attacks over here, which I rarely use it leveling up because I mean you have a shield anyways, and slash does so much more damage. So honestly, if you're by yourself, slash is your bread and butter, and then if you're leveling with somebody else, punish is nice because then you can tank a bunch of mobs. And if you have like a demon hunter or somebody in your party, then you can do that. My right click, I actually like to use Steed Charge. When you get to a high enough level, Endurance is obviously the best one that you can use because it just makes you, stay in this form forever. But it makes you really fast, and like you noticed in some of my other videos with the greater rifts and stuff, everything's timed, so you have to be really fast. And that really helps, especially when you have low cooldown reduction, or high cooldown reduction, so low cooldowns, so you can just run everywhere. So there's that. You got your basic moves like Provoke, which makes things attack you. Condemn's really nice when you get Vacuum and you're tanking for a buddy, because this sucks everyone on top of you. And then does damage when it explodes. Another stigma for the Crusader is going to be your laws. You're basically going to want to have one of these laws. It doesn't matter which one. Well, it does matter, but in any build you do, you're gonna have a law, is what I'm saying. It's kind of like one of those things that you don't omit from your build because they're really good. They add passive buffs and activatable buffs, and as you progress, you're gonna notice that they're really nice. Like Law of Valor, and so just passively it increases the attack speed of you and your allies, and then your active makes it even more. And then you have all your runes. For this one, at high level, I'm trying to think. Um, it's a toss up on which one to use. It really depends on what you're doing. If you're tanking, if you're soloing, if you're trying to do more damage. But like critical's nice. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. Um, I can't remember. I thought there was one that gave you thorns because the cool thing about Crusaders is they're the only class to actually utilize thorns, and they utilize it really well. They have a legendary set specifically for thorns damage, and I don't know if it's leading this year. or not this year, this season or not. Um, that guy's nice. He unequipped all his gear, so you can't look at him. So anyways, they are using currently the Blessed Hammer build. That's odd. Let's see if they're all. Looks like they're all using that right now. This guy might not be. Nope, they are. But there is a Thorns build. Oh, let's see if we can go down. Yeah. There is a Thorns build that you can do, and Thorns basically every time you're attacked does damage back. There's a weapon you can get that causes you to deal Thorns damage every time you attack somebody. It gets ridiculous, but they're the only class that really utilizes it because of this Iron Maiden buff right here, which your Thorns is increased by 50%, which that's a huge increase, especially for just a passive. Um, More passives to look for that are really, really nice. This Finery right here, it gives you strength equivalent to every gem that's socketed in your gear. And then, there's a lot of stuff that you can do. Long Arm of the Law is normally something you're going to see because your actives stay up longer. And if your cooldown reduction is, high enough, you can keep it up permanently, which is really nice. Um, Anyways, let's see. Other than Akarat's Champion's good. They have a build that revolves around that. But I'll show you why I like Slash for when you're leveling by yourself. Basically because it's an AoE attack. So you're going to be attacking everything in front of you. While this one is single target, but at the same time, you gain increased block chance, and like this pretty much does Thorns damage. There's a lot of good defensive things you can do with that. But basically, this is one of your bread and butter skills. Your Law is going to be your bread and butter skill. And then whatever gear you have, you can change it up. Crusader is frankly one of my favorite classes to play because there's so many different ways that you can play a Crusader. You can play him support. You can play him very aggressive. You can play him tank. Uh, they're just all around good, in my opinion. Sometimes they can be a little lackluster in the groups. A lot of the 4-player stuff that you're going to see at high level isn't going to be utilizing them that much. I don't know if any of them in the top right now have a Crusader. I haven't seen one. If you see one in the video, then leave a comment. But yeah, I don't see any Crusaders. They're pretty good by themselves, and they're pretty good with another character. It's just currently with the way the game works, demon hunters can bust out a ton of trash damage. Witch doctors are witch doctors. They can do all kinds of CC, crowd management, that kind of stuff. Same with the monk. They can suck everyone on top of them and just have absurd amount of tankiness. And barbarians, there's a support build for the barbarian where you just pull everyone and you're unkillable as long as you don't stop moving, which is really nice for high level risks. But back to the Crusader, just a really fun class to play, and I really hope you enjoy it. If you want any more particular details, drop a comment. Let me know, what exactly you want to know, and look forward to other classes that I can talk about. And that's it for me. Skillsby is out.